In the fast-paced and ever-evolving world of the 21st century, prevailing nihilistic attitudes dawn upon men which seem to be growing at warp speed are hindering personal growth and success, while throwing them into an abyss of self-sabotage and destructive behaviors. It is therefore essential for men to overcome these attitudes and embrace a more positive and purpose-driven outlook. Today, let us explore effective strategies to crush prevailing nihilism and dominate the second half of 2023. We will do this with a combination of cold truths and humor, as we aim to inspire men to take charge of their lives and strive for greatness from here onward. So if this year has been less than stellar, it's time to dust off that New Year's resolution from 6 months ago and get serious to finish the year off strong. So, if you've been feeling uninspired, lethargic or purposeless, this video is for you. Here are the top 10 ways men can crush nihilism and dominate the second half of 2023. Number 10. You must have a massive shift in your perspective. Enough with this woe is me despair. This starts with the challenging of the negative beliefs swirling around in your head most of the day. Nihilistic attitudes often stem from negative beliefs about oneself and the world. To shift perspectives, it's essential to challenge these negative beliefs and replace them with positive and empowering ones. Recognize that your thoughts and beliefs shape your reality, and actively choose to focus on the positive aspects of life. To accomplish this, it is helpful to realize that you are not your thoughts but merely the observer of your thoughts. And always remember something. You would never tolerate a friend or someone else talking to you the way your negative internal self-talk talks to you to get you into this poor state of mind to begin with. So don't put up with that. For further information on improving this area of your life, look into the fantastic work of Dr. Joe Dispenza and his groundbreaking platform. His work can be found for free on YouTube. Number 9. Take calculated risks and expect failure. There was a time in my own life when it seemed as virtually nothing was happening. And largely it was because it wasn't. I finally realized I was so risk-adverse that I stagnated and waited for life to happen to me. I probably wasted a good 5 years stuck in this void of despair where I saw every bad thing coming 10 miles before it came close enough to do me harm. Men of action don't do that and have to step out into the world and roll around in it a bit. In order to dominate the second half of 2023, men must be willing to take calculated risks. I'm not talking about stupid risks with no reward like the time you jumped off of your neighbor's roof into the pool at 2 a.m. while giving Ric Flair woos while your parents wondered if you consumed lead paint chips as a kid. I'm talking intellectually based calculated ones where the chances of success are proportionally commensurate to the risk being taken. This shows growth and a willingness to be wrong as well. Stepping out of stagnation opens doors to new opportunities and experiences. By embracing uncertainty and challenging yourselves, you men can overcome nihilistic attitudes and achieve extraordinary results. Number 8. Setting realistic, meaningful goals. One of the main reasons you see so many young men today sit idle and not even get started on anything substantive is because they can't even conceptualize attaining whatever they desire, as the goal is seemingly just too large for them to even get started. Although understandable, it helps to recognize the journey of 1,000 miles really does start with a single step. When you break a large goal into 10 fragmented pieces and handle each one by one, you begin to build a slow confidence toward attainment. Having clear and meaningful micro-goals is an essential way to steer away from nihilism. Men should identify their passions and aspirations and set specific, achievable objectives. Saying you want to be the President of the US is probably not going to happen. So by working towards more actionable, realistic, defined goals, they can find purpose and direction in their lives. If you want to lose 15 pounds, make an organized plan of calorie reduction and moderate exercise. Being overwhelmed by the daunting task of a 100 pounds loss being too great a goal so you just stay obese is not gonna get you there. Be reasonable. Number 7. Building a support network. Sadly, this is one where many young men today struggle with. Despite the interconnectivity of the planet, they often lack the support networks that were once more prevalent before the rise of the Internet. Thus, surrounding oneself with like-minded individuals you can meet with in person to inspire and motivate is crucial. Men should seek out mentors, peers, or support groups that align with their values and aspirations. When you consider the fact even Tony Robbins has a mentor he actively speaks with to keep him motivated, it should inspire even the highest of achievers. Number 6. Continuous learning. Remember that buddy you had in college who got an advanced degree 25 years ago which he still hasn't paid off and thought that was all he needed to do in life was hang on to old accomplishments? Or the kid you knew who was a high school varsity wrestling champion who peaked too soon and is still holding on to that trophy like Al Bundy and his 4 touchdowns because that was about the last thing he did? Embracing a growth mindset involves a commitment to continuous learning. Men should actively seek opportunities to acquire new knowledge and skills. Whether through reading, attending seminars, or pursuing further education, a dedication to personal growth is key to crushing nihilistic attitudes. With the speed of new technology, you've really got to step your game up to stay abreast of the newest advancements or risk being stuck in the past talking about doing keg stands with your old college buddy forever. Number 5. Practice positive stress management. Where the vast majority of men in the West today falter is their unequivocal inability to healthily manage their stress levels and state of mind. Mindfulness and stress management techniques play a vital role in combating nihilistic attitudes. Men should practice meditation, engage in stress-reducing activities, and develop healthy coping mechanisms. These practices promote self-awareness, reduce anxiety, and enhance overall well-being instead of running to down a bottle of Jack Daniels or half a case of beer when something doesn't go right. I'm not saying you have to live your life as a priest, but how many men really go off the rails wrecking their potential by engaging in harmful activities which completely sideline their momentum for weeks on end? I'll bet you can personally think of 5 to 10 friends or colleges right now who are functional alcoholics and/or part-time chandelier-swinging party animals, which is the direct reason they're never able to get over the hump on their goals and work production. Basically, they're drunk too much as a result of poor stress management. Be cognizant of this, gentlemen, and avoid the trap far too many today are in, and it'll appear as if you've got a superpower you're utilizing to crush the competition. Number 4. Seek professional help when needed. Amidst a significantly declining mental hellscape which has washed upon a sizable portion of the men in the Western world, it is okay to put up the white flag when you realize you just cannot get out of the mental fog you're in on your own. Although seeking refuge into the wonder that is the YouTube community, which can offer great assistance and well-intentioned as it is, we still aren't licensed therapists. That's where you may need to seek the guidance of some fine folks over at betterhelp.com who will be much better suited to get you straightened out and back in the game on the right path. Today's atmosphere we're in can be a complex myriad of twists and turns to attempt to navigate through on your own. Even Michael Jordan knew when it was time to take a time out when he stepped away from basketball in 1993 and went to get his mind right before returning when he was ready again. Number 3. Regular exercise. Although this directly correlates with number 1 and should go without saying, this is perhaps the easiest and most common sense, while also the most difficult depending on where you're starting and how out of shape you are. It is no secret that physical and mental well-being are intrinsically linked to overall success and happiness. Men must prioritize regular exercise, healthy eating habits, and sufficient rest. Taking care of the body enhances mental clarity, boosts energy levels, and contributes to a positive mindset by boosting serotonin and oxytocin levels. To build confidence in life and confidence with women who've been altered by the Instagram society, a healthy appearance and body is now today an absolute if you want any modicum of success, whereas in your grandfather's day it was hardly a thing. When you look at the array of pudgy, swollen, wide-bodied biscuit bobs out there today who've totally been destroyed by big agras, processed foods, refined sugars, and seed oils, you can't help but recognize this for what it is: a direct pernicious assault upon the population. Which is why you must fight back and find the healthy guy in there just dying to get out and live his life as the chiseled Adonis he is capable of if he could just conquer his inner nihilism. Number 2. Creating meaningful routines. Crafting meaningful routines is an effective way to bring structure, purpose, and balance to your daily life. This is why the Army has drill instructors who wake you up at 4:30 a.m. and scream at you. There are so many young men today that have almost zero discipline to create and stick to an impactful schedule to keep their day packed with dedicated organization to reach their full potential. Number 1. Prioritizing self-care. Since you're the only you're ever going to get, the short way out of nihilism to crush the second half of 2023 is to prioritize yourself and self-care. Understand that self-care is not selfish. It is necessary for your overall well-being. Acknowledge that taking care of yourself enables you to show up as your best self in all areas of life, including relationships, work, and personal endeavors. This is why they tell adult airplane passengers when the plane is going down to affix their masks first. You're not much good to anyone else in your immediate circle if you're a mess. Make time for the gym, haircuts, cardio, meditation, relaxation, rest, the sauna, girlfriends, entertainment, dining, and whatever else necessary to stay at ease in an ever-chaotic world. As men, we're told we're supposed to be the sacrificial workhorses for everyone else in society to the detriment of our own health and well-being. Most of the time this is a burden we welcome, as it gives us drive and purpose to feel needed and fulfill our biological desires to build and provide. However, when you look at the landscape of out-of-shape, pot-bellied, alcoholic, hyper-stressed men out there today, suffice to say they need a break. Take care of yourselves, men. You deserve it, and don't let anyone say otherwise. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We have more improved content on the way. Please like, comment, share and subscribe if you got value from this message today, and feel free to pass it on to any man who may need to hear it. Thank you for your patronage.